All right, once again, we just finished our in-store sales on the 18th, right? We finished calculating the inventory and updating it. So now we are on the next day, right here, June 19, Wednesday, and we are delivering our first order to Katie's Coffee Corner. Okay, so this is her billing, her invoice. Okay, and because she agreed to pay 50% COD, which means she pays 50% of it at time of delivery. So therefore, we also received a check for $109.53 from Miss Katie's Coffee's Corner. Okay, check number 412. Okay. So, how do I journalize this transaction? Let's take it one step at a time. What has happened here? We delivered a sale. Okay. So in this case, all right, what did we sell? We sold coffee and mugs. Now, in this case, did we sell them by the cup or did we sell them by the pound? We sold them by the pound. So let's take a look at my chart of accounts. Do I have a separate account for those items? Selling by the coffee by the pound. Ooh, let's take a look. Chart of accounts. Okay, so did I sell to Katie based on how many cups she has? You said we sold by the pound, right? So in this case, let's take a look. So under sales, first one you see here, sales regular coffee. And then the second one is sales supreme coffee. So in this case, those are the accounts that you're going to be using to represent that you sold by the pound versus by the cup. Okay, because the sales for medium regular coffee, that's already straightforward. Okay? So in this case, yes, we do have those accounts. It's account number 450 and 400 or 4100 for the for the regular coffee and supreme coffee and the ceramic coffee mugs. We already used this account before, so in this case, that's exactly what we need to record. We need to record all three of these accounts. Okay. So we have sales regular coffee, and we have sales supreme coffee, and we have sales ceramic coffee mugs. Okay. So in this case, 450, 400, 4100, and 4150. Okay. What else happened here? We have a delivery charge. Okay, so let's take a look. What is this delivery charge considered? We sold it, right? So in this case, is there an account that we can? Delivery income 48,000. Okay. Okay. So in this case, let's go ahead and fill in our numbers while we're here. Okay, so how much was the sales for the regular coffee? Supreme coffee. And the ceramic coffee mugs. And the delivery charge. The delivery charge?
Oh, $30.
$30, okay. What else happened here? It says right here, invoice amount was $219.05. But what is this COD? What did we receive?
Half of the delivery.
Okay. Half of the order. So what did we received money, right?
The COD.
Okay, we received the COD. So where does the COD go to? If I received money.
Revenue.
Not revenue. Okay, what did I receive from Katie for the COD?
Half of the charge.
Okay. In a form of what? How did she pay me?
A check.
She gave me a check. What do I do with the check?
Put it in the checking account.
We have to put the money in a checking account. Okay? Good. So that's the first thing we got to recognize is we received some money. Okay? How much did we receive?
$109.53.
Okay? So what does this amount do? What does this tell me? What is this $109.52?
Half of the bill.
Half the bill. How many days does she have to pay me till?
5.
In 5 days. So what does that mean to me?
That you're gonna get a payment.
You're going to get a payment later, right?
Yeah.
So what do we call that? She's going to owe us money, right?
Yes.
What do we call, which account is it that we call when customers owe me money?
Sales payable.
Not sales payable. That's when I owe, because payable is when we owe money, right? In this case, she purchased this on an account because she owes me money, right?
Yes.
So what account do we call that?
It's not prepaid, is it?
It's not prepaid. That's when we make a deposit. Okay, so remember in chapter 10, when somebody buys something from me and they owe me later, or they owe me and pay me later, they basically open up an account with me and say, hey, I owe you money.
So like a credit card?
Not a credit card. So it's an account that we use to represent that customers owe me money or the company.
Accounts receivable.
Accounts receivable. Okay, excellent. Okay, accounts receivable. Okay, which is going to be account number 11,000. Okay. She owes me $109.52. So let's take a second to check that our debits and credits match here. Okay. So we got 219.05 on the left, 219.05 on the right. So no typos there. Okay. We pretty much have all the information we need to fill in our description, right? Who did we sell to?
Katie's Coffee Corner.
Good. Katie's Coffee Corner. Okay. Did I issue her an invoice?
Yes.
Invoice number?
101.
101. Did I give Katie terms?
Yes.
Yes. What is it?
50% COD net 5.
Okay. And did she pay me the 50% down?
Yes.
With a check number?
412.
412. Perfect. So that's exactly all the information that we need for this transaction. Okay. So there's a lot of things that we have to do with this particular transaction. Okay. So starting with the first thing is we received money. What do we do with that money?
Deposit.
Let's deposit that money. Okay. Well, we won't deposit yet. We'll wait till the very end of the day to make our deposit, but let's at least put it in our deposits record so we collect the money, right? So in this case, what was the reason that we received this money? You could say Katie invoice number 101. Okay. And how much did we receive? 109.53. Now, like I said, I'm not going to deposit it yet. I'm going to wait till the very end of the day to deposit everything at once, okay? Because think about it in real life, right? Albert just received our check, right? I'm not going to give Albert the bank credit card so he can deposit everything in there, right? Because maybe the owner has to go and run some errands. Second thing too is he's on the job right now. He can't be doing that, right? He can't be taking his time off hours to do things like that. So in this case, right? Or maybe when he comes back and gives us the check, right? We don't have time to go take it to the bank because we got to take care of the operations at the store. There's no way, right? So what can we do? The best thing to do is we can hold it off because at the end of the day, we got to deposit the cash anyways. So instead of making multiple trips to the bank, it's just much more easier to just do one trip. So in this case, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. We're gonna deposit all the money at the end of the day after our sales. Okay. So there's that. Okay. So we received the check. Okay. Now we finish our journal. So what's next? What comes after the journal?
Ledger.
We need to update our ledger accounts because we just received money. We have an account balance that is being owed, and we also have to record our sales. So, assets, starting from the very first one, we got a checking. Okay. So, we can say here, it's the 19. We could say we received a check from the invoice number 101, check number 412. Okay. Journal 7. And it's going to increase our checking account by $109.53. So, how much should I have in my bank account?
$1,300.
We're adding.
Oh, because what was the 109? Oh, that's what we got. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we received it, yeah.
1,427. 2816.
Good. Good one. Okay, so 15, 28, 16. All right. So that's how much money we have in our bank. So good. We're in the positives where we're making up the money. Okay, so we can make our payments on time. Right? All right. We finally have an accounts receivable account. So today's the 19th. In this case, you don't need to put Katie. Just the invoice number is good enough because we can pull up the invoice number at any given time, right? We have records of it on our sales order form. Okay. Post reference, it's still the 7. We just sold, and now Katie owes me $109.52. Okay. We have to record our sales. Okay. Here we are, sales for regular coffee, right? How many pounds did we sell?
15.
We sold 15 pounds. So we'll put 15. We sold 15 pounds for a total of $49.35. So that will be my, oh, not a debit, it's a credit. $49.35. So that's going to be my credit there. Okay. We sold how many pounds of Supreme coffee?
10.
We sold 10 pounds of the Supreme coffee for $39.90. Okay. And then let's see. How many ceramic coffee mugs did we sell? We sold 20 of them to Katie. Okay. Which was a grand total of $99.80. So what's my account balance here? Good. Okay. Last thing we have to update here is the delivery income. Right, for $30. So therefore, my account balance is $30. Okay. Now, here is where we're going to talk about this. Why is it that I didn't charge this customer sales tax? Because it's another business. It's a business to another business. It's another person who's reselling, who's a reseller, right? Or maybe they make the coffee for themselves, right? So they're purchasing from us as a wholesaler. So we can give them the nice tax exemption because they're going to be collecting tax from other customers anyways. So there's no point that the government's going to tax us twice, right? So in this case, right, but however, we are also able to add additional charges. So in this case, because we said that, hey, you know, if you order from us, we can deliver it to your store. So we don't have to ship it out to you, or we don't have to do anything, right? We bought a truck for a reason, to make deliveries. So in this case, that's what we did here is we should charge a $30 delivery fee just for one, convenience, two, gas, and three, to basically get the items on time. Okay, so that's exactly what we did. We did a delivery income. Okay, and there we go. Now we are completely done with our ledger. So what do you want to do next? We have to we have to What do you want to do next? We dealt with Katie. She owes me money. So we need to go to the subsidiary ledger because she's definitely going to be one of those customers that we're going to get a lot of information on, right? We need to know her address to be able to deliver it to her. We need to know what she ordered. So therefore, we have all the information, right? And we said that we're going to bill her, right? And we have terms for her. So in this case, we need to go to the subsidiary ledger. And because she is not a vendor, she's a customer, right? So we're going to go to our customers tab here. So we have Great Restaurant. We have Katie's Coffee Corner right here. Okay, so today's the 19th. What happened here? It's up to you what you want to put in the description or the note, right? You could say that we delivered the coffee to her. We required a down payment. Whatever it is that you want to say. So you could say delivered order, received 50% COD, check number 412, right? So what was the invoice number? 101. Post reference, we're still on page 7. In this case, we did give her terms, right? What was my terms that I gave Katie?
50% COD net 5.
50% COD net 5. So in this case, 50% COD net 5. So in this case, we did receive our 50% COD, right? So that means when is her actual due date?
June 24.
June 24, okay? 5 days later, right? So in this case, did we have an advance payment? No, because she didn't give me money prior upon her ordering, right? What was her total sales amount? How much did she originally owe me before she paid?
189.05.
Plus the delivery.
219.05.
So that was her total sales is $219.05, right? And because she made her 50% COD, she gave me $109.53, right? So in this case, let's see how much does Katie owe me. So in this case, since we're looking at the customer's point of view, right? In the accounts receivable, the formula is going to be very, very similar to my vendors, right? The only difference is the different terminology. So in this case, how I'm going to start my formula is I'm going to start off with my sales amount. So in this case, my sales amount is $209.05. Things that decrease that amount is going to be an advance payment, a return, a discount, and a payment. Okay? So in this case, it will calculate to me that she owes me $109.52, which is, in fact, also on the invoice amount, right? We billed her saying, you still owe me $109.52. Okay? All right. So I can take that formula and copy all the way down if I'd like. Okay, so there you go. I popped her into my customers subsidiary section here under the customers. Okay. Now, Albert, right, is in charge of these sales, right? So what we have to do here is we got to check mark first that the sales order has gone through. So here you go. Katie's Coffee Corner, right? We just delivered to them for a total of the $219.05. So, when was the date that we delivered it? Today is the 19th. Okay, so same thing. I need to fix this. One more. Okay, there you go. Date, okay, which was June 19. Okay, and what invoice number did I associate it with? 101. Okay, so now that I check mark that the sales order has been completed, I also need to also calculate because Albert completed his task. He earned his commissions. Okay? So in this case, we need to keep track of it because Albert can lie on his spreadsheet and say, oh, I made all these sales. But again, we also have to keep record of his sales as well, just because the sales is part of our business, right? We need to make sure that our sales matches his sales. So in this case, right, we need to keep track of how much money he's earned, right? So that we can properly pay him when he submits the sheet to me. Okay, so customer name, he went to Katie's Coffee Corner. So in this case, he's ensured that he delivered and made the delivery on time with invoice number 101. How much was the sales amount? $219.05. Okay, so now we got to calculate what is 40% of $219.05.
1162.
40%.
Hold on. 219.05 times 0.0.
Not 0.0, just 0.4. It's 40%.
219.05 times just 0.4.
Mm-hmm.
8760.
87.62. So that means total commissions that he's earned from me so far is $87.62. Right? Awesome. He's working hard and earning the money. Okay. All right. So there you go. We completed the sales order. We calculated the commissions. All right. So then we're done with the subsidiary ledger. Right? Now, in this case, right? What did I sell to Katie?
Mugs.
Besides the mugs, what did I sell to Katie?
Coffee.
We sold them coffee. And what kind of inventory tracking method are we keeping track of for the coffee?
FIFO.
Okay, that's the costing method. So tracking is, are we doing periodic or perpetual?
Periodic.
Not periodic. That's for the coffee mugs.
Perpetual.
We're doing perpetual, right? So that means we just sold some coffee. So what do we need to do with perpetual inventory? We need to update our inventory, right? Because we end up selling the coffee to Katie. So therefore, we know exactly how many pounds we got rid of, right? We end up selling 15 pounds of the regular coffee and 10 pounds of the Supreme coffee. So what I'm going to do here is I actually already have, the journal format laid out right here. Because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing when I go to my inventory worksheet is I'm going to be calculating the cost of goods sold. Okay? Now, in this case, right, we have a particular person that we sold to. So I'm going to say sold to Katie's Coffee Corner. Okay? Invoice number 101. Okay? Just so then I can back it up, right? In case Katie decides to return the coffee, right? We have the information and proof that we actually sold it to her. Okay? So in this case, I need to go to my inventory worksheet like you just said, so I can go ahead and calculate what the total cost of goods sold is. Okay? So going to my regular coffee, okay? How many pounds did I sell to Katie for regular coffee? 15, right? Okay. At what cost?
1.6938.
Okay, which if you do the calculations, what do you get?
24.14.
Yep, it's going to be the same exact as previous, right? 24.14. So in this case, I need to update my inventory because I just sold another 15 pounds. Okay? So that should give you 210. Okay? $362.11 minus another 24.14. What's my total there?
So it'd be 37.97.
Good.
37.
Mm-hmm. Good. So then I'm going to cover this up. That should be the total amount that I should have left remaining is 337.97. And I sold another 24.14. Okay. Almost done here. Okay. How many pounds did I sell of Supreme coffee to? 10. We sold 10. Okay. FIFO. Which batch of inventory am I going to sell from first?
94.
The 94 pounds, right, at $1.80. So in this case, how much is going to be my total that I sold?
18.
It's going to be $18. Good. So let's go ahead and subtract that out, right? So I don't have 94 anymore. I have 84. Okay. Which should give you 151.20. Is that true? Right? 169. Oh, I forgot what it was. 169.20 minus 18 gives you 151.20. Okay. So good. So that means at the end of the day, I should have $379.70 left in my inventory, and I just sold 18. So 24.14 for the regular and 18 for the Supreme. Okay. So I'm going to plug those numbers in. 24.14 and 18. Okay. So now that I finished my journal, I need to go ahead and do my ledger so I can match my numbers up. Okay. Starting with the cost of goods sold, right? we sold so if we sold 15 pounds at $24.14, how much is my ending balance in my cost of goods sold for regular coffee? 64.28. Good. Here we end up selling 10 pounds at $18. So what's my ending balance here?
78.80.
70, let me see, 5 plus 3 is 5 plus 8 is
13,
yeah.
yeah.
There you go. So you got 73.80. Okay, good. So now I need to update my regular coffee and Supreme coffee accounts. Okay, here's my regular coffee. I end up sold 15 pounds of my regular coffee for $24.14. So, how much is my ending balance should be?
386. 25.
We're not adding, we're subtracting. Because we sold it, right? We got rid of the items.
Okay, so it would be 3, 3, so 338, 337.97.
337.97. Good. And where does this number look familiar? It should have been calculated for you on your inventory worksheet. So 337.97. Okay. And then let's update that Supreme coffee real quick. Right? Because we sold 10 pounds for $18. So therefore, you should have 379.70. And let's see, that does match my inventory worksheet on here, 379.70. So therefore, we did our calculations correct. Okay. Now, another question to you before we finish today. Okay. What do I do with the ceramic coffee mugs? I just sold ceramic coffee mugs. Do I need to do the cost of goods sold? Do I need to keep track of it?
Yes.
Why?
Well, no, right? Because it's periodic.
Correct. Good. You don't care to keep track of it because in this case, we have periodic inventory, right? When do we actually calculate how much we actually sold?
At the end of the period.
At the end of the period. So that's why for the previous one, I didn't do my ceramic coffee mugs, right? We skipped right over it. But in this case right here, right? It's another reminder. I just sold ceramic coffee mugs. What do I do with it? You do nothing. You don't record it because it's periodic inventory, right? We don't calculate it until towards the end of the accounting period when we take a physical count for the inventory. And right there, our assumption is we must have sold or gotten rid of X amount of items if we have this many items left available on hand. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so here we're going to stop here for today. Okay, and yep, so that's it, right? We did everything. We did the journal, we did the ledger, we deposited the money, we updated the subsidiary ledger with Katie's information. We also distributed the commissions, right? And we also did the inventory worksheet because we sold some perpetual inventory for the coffees and we matched, okay? So I'm going to stop here, all right?